Okay, so shalom, uh, welcome, blessings upon you, everyone. I just wanted to come on here and show you my new shirt. Everybody on YouTube wants to do a try on haul. This is my try on haul for the day. You know what I mean? Uh, this is a shirt that I created and had printed for me. Uh, and this is my message. The woman is man's best friend. So for all you ladies who want to see in a brother's heart, you know what I mean? This is what's in my heart. Not every man. So you could put on a piece of clothes to cover up what's truly in your heart, you know. But true love will be made self-evident. Tenderness, love, compassion, these types of actions will be clearly observed, whether it's true or not, if this is truly in your heart. And if those words of love come out of your mouth. So I just want to come on here and speaking just of this topic, I met a lady here uh, who was coming by giving out free burritos, um, and helping people in the community with medical needs and things like that. She served me up an iced coffee and gave me a burrito. Uh, and help me to get a prescription, you know what I mean, or she's in the process of it. And I was talking there, I said, how do you like my shirt? And she was like, I like it. There's a lot of people that may disagree with you. And I was like, yeah, that's exactly why I made it, because I disagree with them. You know what I mean? And I said, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Here I have a woman here who's making me burritos, fixing me an iced coffee, helping me. She was a registered nurse, helping me get some. A dog can't do nothing for you. You know what I mean, like that. You know what I mean. You want to tell me that a dog is man's best friend? Let me back up a little bit. You want to tell me the dog is a man's best friend when a woman over here is making me burritos, fixing me my iced coffee, helping me, a nurse. I've yet to go into the hospital and see a dog there like, yo, arf, you know what I mean? Licking my wound, you know what I mean? Or whatever, doing what a dog does to give you medical aid. A human, a woman is man's best friend. And it's sad that I have to point out the obvious truth of humanity. Like, how messed up are we not even, like, stopping to think and question some of the stuff that you've been brainwashed to believe, that a dog was man's best friend. All these dogs eating food, you know. I was talking to a gentleman the other day who said he saw a man pushing a stroller, and he rolled up on it, you know what I mean, and looked, and it was a dog, you know what I mean, like, what kind of madness. And he said that the dog was smiling, all ear to ear, happy to be, treated like a baby. The madness of mankind, that you would elevate an animal to the position of a baby, a girl, a boy, and you would lower a woman down to a B, a hoe, whatever derogatory, cheapening, degrading term you want to lower a woman down to. And I'm saying, hey, no, no, a woman is a man's best friend. She should be, in your eyes, in man's eyes. And all you people who love your dogs, I ain't throwing no shade on you. I ain't trying to shame you. I'm just trying to put women in their rightful place in a man's heart. If you got a dog crawling up in the bed with you, stinking up the joint, you know what I mean, bringing you mentally down, like, you don't have no communications. You out in the wilderness with a dog. You don't have any other intelligible human interaction, just you and your dog. That's a problem for mankind. You learning dog ways now, bro. You're learning how to, you know what I mean, pee and poop in the forest. Which there ain't nothing wrong with a man peeing and pooping in the forest. It's completely natural. But that's the only enriching life engagement you have is with an animal or a cat. You know what I mean? A cat. You know, some women work all day, go home to an empty apartment and just got a cat there. Kissing on cats. Giving their love and attention and affection to a cat. Same thing with dogs, kissing on dogs. That to me is a complete turn off. I'm not attracted to women putting their lips on dogs. That doesn't turn me on at all. I'm just being honest as a man. That's a turn off. You want to kiss on a dog? You know what I mean? That's not an image I like to see in my head. And this is what a lot of people don't understand. We're very image oriented. When images get stuck in our brain, that has an impact upon us. When you start seeing a woman making out with a dog or making out with a cat, that to me is a no bueno. It's a complete turn off. I ain't looking in that direction anymore because I'm repulsed by that. That's just my and you know, turn off. I don't want to see you French kissing a dog. I don't want to see you having conversations with dogs. Now, these are animals, and people love animals. They think they're cute. You know what I mean? Animals are beautiful. They are part of this God's creation, and I don't want to, you know. However, an animal is an animal, and a woman is a woman, and a man is a man. And there is no replacement for a man or a woman with a dog. There is no replacement for a man or a woman with a cat or any other type of animal. Man and woman is irreplaceable. Irreplaceable. And it's time we put men and women in their proper place. You know what I mean? I'm a man, and so this is a message that this man wants to show to the world. Look, you think a dog's man's best friend? There's something wrong with you. You've been programmed, you've been brainwashed to like Lassie and let Lassie climb up in your bed. You were brainwashed into liking this Lassie smell, dog smell. That stinks. That odor stinks. And odors impact our brain. We sense those odors. You know, we breathe that stuff in. Those chemicals, the gases, the noxious gases, whatever substances are releasing off of dog smells, urine smells, and etc. That has an impact upon our brain. Chemical reactions this sets off, hormonal reactions. You know what I mean? Noxious gas that you're breathing in. Your health. You know what I mean? Do dogs make a man healthy? Or do they make a man unhealthy? Do cats make women healthy? Or do they make them unhealthy? You can look at the cat lady analogy and show a mental toxicity of owning cats. Those cats impact women's brains. I don't know if it's their pee. I don't know if it's the hormones that the cat hormones that they're putting off, the dog hormones. You know what I mean? I'm not sure what it is, but clearly throughout the centuries, the crazy cat lady from all cultures around the world is the same analogy, the same like a madness that takes over women's brains when they got these cats around. That is a problem for the ladies. Let go of these cats. Let go of these dogs. You got another mouth. You can't even feed yourself. You know what I mean? You want to take care of a cat and a dog. That to me is insanity. You know what I mean? For anybody, I see homeless people got $2 and $3. Like what? You can't even feed yourself, and you got these starving dogs out here. You know what I mean? You got other mouths to feed. You can't even feed yourself. That don't even make any rational sense. And what you're doing is you're becoming more animal-like by associating with animals. Can I just be honest about the truth? You are becoming more animal-like by associating with animals. You want to become more human? Hang out with some other human beings. Have some real life conversations with people who, you know, help build you up. But this has gotten a little bit longer than I initially wanted. I just want to come on here and show you my shirt, but I started rambling again. You know what I mean? So brother, gotta ramble sometimes. But I was even thinking about selling these shirts. I'm not sure how that's gonna happen. I am in the this is what I might want to talk. I am in the process of writing my book, Games of Love. I'm still working on a title, but the idea is I'm gonna write a book about how to play games of love with the other part of your heart. You know what I mean? If you're a man, I'm gonna teach you how to play games of love with a woman. If you're a woman, I'm gonna teach you how to play games of love with your man to build those strong soul ties. This is advice for married couples only. You don't want to be building soul ties when people are just gonna walk away, rip your heart apart. You know what I mean? That's probably not a good idea. But you gotta protect your heart. You do have to protect your heart, because there's people out here just ripping parts of your heart away. You got to be selective about those people you yoke yourself to. You know what I mean? As a man, it's hard because I see that beautiful figure and our minds get mesmerized by hormonal reactions that we see by just an image. You know what I mean? That's what people don't realize. You see, as a man, you see these beautiful women on the screen, right? That attraction, that stimulation produces hormonal reactions in your brain, and desires start coming up inside of you. A lot of beautiful girls in the world. I love women. I see the beauty in them. You know what I mean? And so I'm writing my book, Games of Love. This is for the man who wants to love his lady. I guess there's guys who love many ladies too at the same time. You know what I mean? But this is ideally suited for the marriage relationship as part of my marriage school, right? I gotta write it. I gotta write some curriculum for my marriage school to help us men learn how to love these ladies, and to teach these ladies how to love us men, right? We got all these. I met a lady who was a nurse, right? She had to go through training to become a nurse. Okay. Why aren't there getting no schools for women to learn how to be wives? Why don't they have that? It's not like you come out the womb knowing how to be a wife, because a lot of you women are tearing y'all houses down, destroying it. You know what I mean? Burning it down with fire. Y'all don't know how to be no wives. Y'all need to be taught. Men, same way. You know what I mean? We don't come out the womb with an instruction manual on how to be a husband. Women don't come with an instruction manual on how to be a wife. You gotta be taught. You gotta be trained. You gotta learn. This is why games of love are so important. We're gonna teach you how to love this lady. We're gonna teach you how to love this man, how to care for him in every season of his life, and how to grow together. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to uproot the weeds that people have tried to sow into our minds in this culture, this toxic culture of infestation with weeds. We overrun with an invasive species of weeds that people have sown toxic beliefs into our mind about men and women, about animals. I think Americans have an unhealthy affection and love for dogs and cats. You've been brainwashed by little Lassie. You know what I mean? Oh, look at him. Calling a dog a girl. Like there's something wrong. You should never be calling a dog a girl, a baby. You know what I mean? You're giving your affection, misdirecting your affection from a man who that affection belongs. A woman's affection belongs to the man. She was created for the man. And if you're giving your love and affection to a dog, you're misdirecting your love energy. You're misdirecting its purpose. You know what I mean? And you're robbing yourself. You're sowing your love into a dog instead of sowing your love into a man. Because you reap what you sow, right? If you're sowing love into a dog, that dog's gonna love you. Hey, yes, mommy feeds me. Mommy, when I bark, when I pee, poop, she cleans it up. I love mommy. I want to jump in the bed with her. I want to sit on her lap. I want to lick her face because I love mommy so much because she's sowing all this love energy into me. And mom's like, I'm still alone. I still need a husband. And the dog's looking at you like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't meet your needs. You directing your love energy, you sowing your love energy, the seeds of your love and affection into an animal that can never meet your needs. Nor was it designed to. You know what I mean? That dog wasn't designed to meet a woman's needs. Am I stating the obvious truth of nature, of God, of scriptures, of life? Civilization, mankind would end if the two don't come together. The man and the woman don't unite. If the man and the woman don't come together, civilization ends for mankind. That's how important a man and woman's union together is. Without it, mankind stops. The legacy of mankind ends if the man and the woman part and fail to unite, fail to connect. And so, um, I like my shirt. I know you do too. Don't act like you don't, you know. Um, and this is the message that I'm sending into the world. If you're a man who thinks a dog is your best friend, I don't want to shame you. Your mom probably threw a dog in your bed when you were 3 years old. And that's the only friend you've ever really known. You grabbed a hold of the dog instead of learning how to grab a hold of a woman. You've been trained to love a dog. Mom did that too. She watched, she watched Little Lassie on TV. Oh, you mean a dog? Little boys love dogs. I'm gonna get Tommy a dog for Christmas. Oh, ma, look, he's so fun. Look, he's so cute. Ah, peeing, pooping, barking. Another mouth to feed. Stinking up the house. Laying in your bed, shedding hair all over you. Dog hair all over you. Dog stink all over you. The dog's bringing your frequency down as a man and making you an animal. Making you think, making you abandon men, giving up the true help, the true blessing that a woman can bring into your life. Man giving that up and picking up a stinky animal that you got to clean up their their shit in the park. You know how I know a woman is man's best friend? She don't say, "Hey, come take me on a walk." You come to take her on a walk, and she takes a shit on the street corner and say, "Now you go pick up my shit, put it in the bag and throw it away." That's how I know a woman is man's best friend. She don't make you do that to her. Dog be like, clean it up. You know what I mean? And he looking at you like, oh, give me a treat. I took a shit in the park. Aren't you happy? Ain't I such a good friend of you? You know what I mean? It may the madness, the sheer madness of it. Forgive me for never grasping a hold of a dog. And when I was, my parents never gave me. My parents actually had dogs. They were their dogs, and I tolerated them because I had to. You know what I mean? It's my parents' house. They were their animals. I sometimes, fed them, let them outside. Because if I didn't let those freaking fools outside, they, taking a dump on my floor. I gotta smell that stuff. I gotta smell that stinky aroma, making everybody sick. Toxic environment. They say you don't love dogs? What's wrong with you, bro? You better get you a dog. You better sleep with that dog. You better stink like that dog. You better let them have their hair and shed on you and lick you all up. I don't want no dog's tongues on me. I don't want no dog's saliva on me. I don't want your stink. I don't want your fur. I don't want your aroma. Cats either. There's a serious sickness of animal bestiality love. You love these beasts. And you destroy men. You destroy a man. You throw a man away. Demean him, degrade him, call him dogs, and you grab a hold of a cat. You know what I mean? Ladies. Ladies. You abuse men. You tear them down. You destroy them. You call them names. You demean, you degrade, you destroy with your words, with your actions. You sick the government on them to attack them. You sick the police to call them, to attack them. And then you grab your cat. Oh, come here, Susie. Oh, I love you so much. Meow. Cause she rubs her tail on you, right? Meow. I'm gonna rub my butt on you. That's what she doing. The little kitty cat rubbing her butt on you. To come here, human being. You love me so much. I'm gonna rub my butthole on you. That's what that cat doing. I'm gonna leave my stinky behind smell on you, Ma. I love you so much. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Forgive me for just pointing out the obvious facts.